Hi, I'm Dan Carter-Passy. Today I'm reviewing an HO scale Airslide covered hopper from Tangent Scale Models. My car is decorated in the Rock Island blue scheme with patched NAHX reporting marks. The MSRP for this model is $44.95. I got mine for $42.99 from modeltrainstuff.com. We'll start the model at 100 possible points. The car comes in a cardboard box with a clear plastic window on top. Inside the box, a two-piece plastic cradle protects the model. There are no instructions or drawings included. Unfortunately, my car arrived with one broken truck, so I'm taking 5 points. Having a truck broken in half like this is really unusual and not something I'd expect to see on most of Tangent's other Airslides. I have other Tangent cars and none of them have had this problem. In spite of the breakage, this is still a good box that should protect the model for storage and transport. The Rock Island Railroad went out of business in 1980, but a lot of Rock Island equipment remained in service for years after, working for new owners. My model represents a hopper that belonged to North American Leasing. Like a lot of ex-Rock Island rolling stock, the new owners didn't bother repainting the car. They just painted out the Rock Island markings and stenciled on new reporting marks. In this case, they didn't even change the car number. As it turns out, the only photo I could find of this car is on Tangent's website, taken in 1984. Other than the fact that the car in the photo is much dirtier, the model seems to be a near-perfect match. Even the outlines of the painted-out areas look to be extremely close to the photo. By the way, the blue on this car is proving difficult for me to photograph accurately with my current studio setup. The car is actually a slightly lighter shade of blue than it appears in the video. The paint on the car is opaque and thin enough not to hide detail. I really like how the lighter blue patches wrap over the ribs with no voids. The markings are crisp and all of the tiny writing is legible with magnification. The grab irons are freestanding and the stirrups are delicate looking. Airslides have a lot of plumbing visible from the sides, and the plumbing on this model looks really good. We'll come back to that in a moment when we look at the underside. The trucks have rotating end caps. On the ends, the car has more separately applied wire grab irons. The car has uncoupling levers, air hoses, and photo-etched end platforms. The B end has a nicely done brake wheel. One of the spotting features of Airslides, and a thing manufacturers sometimes get wrong, is the rib pattern on the car ends. The placement of the horizontal ribs varied on the prototype cars. The ones on this car match the photo of the real car on Tangent's website. Up top, the car has a very nice see-through photo-etched roof walk. The end grabs are freestanding. The hatch detail is really good. Underneath, the car has all the detail most modelers could want. The brake components are freestanding, the plumbing is delicate, and the piping around the discharge gates is very well done. The trucks have blackened metal wheels that are insulated on one side. The car has Katy scale couplers on both ends. The coupler on the A end is very low, so I'm taking 5 points. The broken truck is no doubt a contributing factor. The coupler on the B end is high. All the wheels are in gauge according to the NMRA standards gauge. The body wobbles a bit, meaning that it continues to vibrate side to side when the wheels settle on the track, so I'm taking 5 points. The car weighs 5 ounces even. The NMRA recommended weight for a car of this length is 4.5 ounces. A little extra weight should help the model to track better. The car is reasonably free-rolling, though the broken truck on the A end makes a bit of noise like the wheels are touching the car body. My initial thought was to do a conventional coupler height fix to this car, adding washers to the A end bolster to raise the low coupler. But when I removed the A end truck, that's when I discovered that it was broken. This isn't really repairable, the truck needs to be replaced. I contacted Tangent about the broken truck and they were nice enough to send me a new set of trucks for free. They even let me opt for semi-scale wheels instead of the original wheels. I like semi-scale wheels on hoppers and tank cars especially, because they're so visible. Before installing, I like to check the wheel gauge on new trucks. These look good. Swapping the trucks is simple. Just remove the bolster screw, then remove the old truck and replace it with the new one. After I did that, I rechecked the coupler height. The coupler on the A end is now slightly high. The coupler on the B end is also a hair too high. And the car still wobbles. The car has molded-on bolster pins that stick down through the trucks, making it impractical to remove material from the car. That leaves the trucks themselves. There's a slight raised area around the bolster on each truck. Thankfully, the car doesn't need to be lowered by very much. I'll use a flat file to remove some material from this area. Now the raised lip around the hole in the truck is mostly gone. Since both couplers were high, I did the same thing to both trucks. To fix the wobble, I'll file down one of the bolster pins on the car slightly, which will allow the bolster screw to clamp the truck a little tighter. You should only do this on one end, leaving the other truck free to rock back and forth. This creates a 3-point suspension and keeps the car from wobbling while still allowing it to roll over uneven track. When tightening the screw on the end that has the filed down bolster pin, the truck should be free enough to pivot but unable to rock side to side. The coupler on the A end is now correct, and the B end looks good too. The car no longer wobbles. The body stops rocking when the wheels settle onto the rails. Without the broken truck to cause drag, the car rolls much better too. I should mention that since I filed each truck by hand, they are now custom fit. In the future, I'll need to be careful not to swap them end for end if I ever need to disassemble the car for some reason. Though it could still stand some weathering, operationally the car is ready for the layout. I like to put a dot of green paint in an inconspicuous place under the car. That lets me know that this car has already been worked on. I like to put a green sticker on the box as well. Let's see what we've got. One truck was broken when I took the car out of the box, so I took 5 points in the packaging category. Both couplers were at the wrong height and the car wobbled, so I took 15 points in the standards and operation category. That leaves us with 80 out of 100 possible points, which would be a B- on a report card. I don't normally make any adjustments to a review score. However, in this case, I'd like to thank Tangent for being nice enough to send me a new set of trucks for free. Without the 5 points off for the broken truck, and evaluating the car with the new trucks on it before modifications, the adjusted score would be 85. This is a nice model and it deserves a green signal. I think the broken truck on my car is a pretty unusual problem, and I haven't had any bad luck with any other Tangent cars, so if you're looking for an Airslide for your HO scale model railroad, then I think you might like it.